Hello and welcome to today's pick a card reading. In this reading, I'm going to be going over the personality of the next person you will be dating. And we have 4 groups here, so if you guys would like, you can take a moment to kind of decide which group you're feeling the most drawn to. Group 1 is going to be the zebra. Group 2 is going to be the stingray. Group 3 is going to be the fox. And then group 4 is going to be the bee. I have timestamps below, so you guys can go ahead and make your selection, and then we'll get started. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your pick a card reading on your future partner's or your next partner's personality. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this reading, and I hope you guys enjoy. So for the 4 of Wands here is right above the Hermit card. So I feel like your future partner is, or your next partner, I should say, they are going to be someone who is more of a homebody. So they like to spend a lot of time alone. And I'm seeing that they're going to want to spend a lot of time alone with you, but like chilling at your house or their house. Like they're not going to be the type to want to like adventure out every time it's date night. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be like, let's just watch some Netflix, like let's just hang out on this couch right here. They're not gonna be super duper into, they're not gonna be the most adventurous people in terms of like going places, like being somewhere out every single day. Then we have the Moon card right above the 2 of Swords. So I feel like this person is has had a lot of has had some emotional turmoil. So they've been in positions where they've had to choose between their emotions and the emotions of other people around them, which is part of the reason why they like to spend time alone. So maybe they're like an empath or something and they pick up on other people's emotions easily, or perhaps, and maybe that's why the King of Cups card is here, because they are so sensitive. But yeah, they've had to, like, they feel their emotions in other people's, and they have to be very aware of like what feelings are actually theirs and what feelings are other people's, and then make decisions in life based on what is actually my emotion. What is the emotion that I'm feeling versus what is the emotion that my mom is feeling, my dad is feeling, my siblings, my friends, whatever. And then we have the King of Cups above the 9 of Pentacles. So this is someone who I believe has good business sense and is very intuitive. So they use their intuition to help them make money. So maybe they're in a career where it's not just like cold logic, but it's also like you're going based off of feeling or hunches. So maybe they're like they could be like a detective or have a job that involves some type of detective like personality traits that would be good in that kind of job. Like they're in a job that allows them to use those skills. Or they could be like, I don't know, they could be like an IT person even, but like even an IT person, they have to use their detective skills and their intuition to understand why something might be broken. It's not just pure logic, right? Like they could go help someone with their computer and intuitively could be like, you know what, I have a feeling that it's this button that you broke here, that's why it's not working. Like they have to use their intuition a lot in their careers. I'm not saying they are definitely an IT person. They probably even aren't, but that's kind of what I'm saying. They use their intuition and feelings to make money. All right, so they can even be like a psychologist or a therapist or something like that. But going on with that, they can kind of see through any BS around them. Their BS detector is on 10. It's on point. They see things that are like hidden, that are like secrets. Even so, like if people are hiding things from them, they can see right through that. Which is why the Seven of Wands is here. And then with the Five of Wands right above it, I do feel like among their friend group, they're kind of like the leader. So I don't know if you've ever been in a friend group where you have that one person that's always initiating things or always planning things, right? Like it's like, oh, there's a group of 5 of you, and Lisa is always the one who's comes up with where you guys are going to go or something like that. Like that's kind of what your person represents to their friend group. Like they are essentially the ringleader. And if there's a problem, I don't know, like they're sort of like, they have a close bond with everybody in the group. It's not just like, you know, if you're in a friend group and you may prefer 2 people to the other 3, like, no, like this person that you're going to end up in a relationship with next, they're good friends with everybody in the group. And so everybody in the group kind of looks to them when it comes to like getting advice and stuff like that. I also feel like this person has a lot of depth of feeling. So they feel things on a very deep level. And I feel like they're probably really connected to their past lives, or they've done a lot of work to work through some of the traumas or issues that they have in life, because the White Eagle Ancestor Spirit card is here, which says connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So I feel like they're very connected to their past and their families, and their legacy is something that they think about a lot. Like they could be the type of people who, you know, they may think a lot about like, you know, when I die, what are people going to remember me for? Like that's just the kind of thing they just randomly start thinking about, because the Hermit card is here. So I do feel like they, even before they get into a relationship with you, they're going to be the type to spend a lot of time alone and think about their own selves and their positions in the world. And it's almost like a philosophical thing where they just like, they could have been the type of kid when they were like 5, they just were like, why am I here? Like, wait a minute, like I'm a human being. Like it's almost like I don't know, like they just think of very deep questions, thought of very deep questions at an early age, if that makes sense. So as an older person now, as an adult, if you're watching this and you're an adult, maybe you're a teenager, I don't know. But as a whatever, not a kid anymore, they've spent so much time thinking about these very deep questions that, you know, they do a lot of shadow work, and they've already pinpointed, like they're self-aware enough to pinpoint some of the issues they have from their past, which is why the 7 of Wands is here, where it's like you're illuminating the dark, or illuminating, you know, issues you have and how to get rid of those things. And the Hermit too. But yeah. And then this card says devotion and dreams fulfilled. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And then the zebra animal spirit kind of represents someone who's very eccentric and creative. So I do feel like this person, especially with the King of Cups here, they could be someone who does have a lot of vivid dreams, and vivid, not just like when they're sleeping dreams, but just dreams in general. Like they have a lot of things they want to accomplish in the future, which is why I was talking about their legacy, them thinking about their legacy, that connects to that as well. So because they're so dreamy, they just sort of like, I don't know, they just have a lot of ideas on things they can make money on, or yeah, just ways for them to like side hustles, even if it's not necessarily like their main business or the main way they make money. They just have a lot of creative ideas that they're not really afraid to put out there. And that's part of the reason why they have friends that are attracted to them, is because they're so just like pure. Like, you know, those people who you see on TV or like in YouTube videos or something, and they're so nice, and they just have that, they're kind of weird, but they're not ashamed of it. And so it's just like, you're so pure. I just want to help you. Like, that's kind of what this person's vibe is. It's just like, they're so pure. They don't care if people think they're weird. They're just themselves 100% of the time, and you take it or you leave it. But yeah, and then with this card also saying devotion and the Four of Wands here, I do feel like this is a very serious person when it comes to dating. So they're not like the type to date for funsies. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're a hermit. They like to chill at the house a lot of the time and just like be with their thoughts and contemplate the complexities of life. So when they're in a relationship with another person, they take that ish seriously. And, you know, they're essentially dating to find their like spouse. And I'm not saying that like if you're not dating to find your spouse, that's cool, but like you'll find out pretty quickly that like this is not just like for fun. You know what I mean? Okay, group number 1. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'm going to move on to group number 2. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading on your next partner's personality. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first card here is the Five of Cups. So I feel like your next partner, they're someone who went through a lot of struggle, one might say, emotional struggle with people in their lives. And I feel like it's either family members or a previous relationship. And as a result, they've had to make a decision on, with the Two of Swords here, whether or not to cut these people or this person out of their life. I do feel like it's mainly family more than a past relationship, but it could be either. It could be family for some of you and then past relationship for others. But in any case, they've had to make the decision to move on past this person, and it was a lot of emotional and mental turmoil for them to make this decision. It took a lot of hurt for them to be like, you know what, I'm done. Peace out. I'm over this. And that's kind of why this Fool card is here, because they're kind of going into this relationship with you with a lot of new energy. Like, this is kind of like their next start or a new beginning for them. But there is some things that they're struggling with. But yeah, back to this. Also, the Seven of Swords to me is also about like peace out, I'm leaving vibes. Like, I'm done. Y'all took advantage of me. You didn't appreciate me. So I'm leaving. So this person, their personality is sort of very, with the Four of Wheels here, I feel like they're more distrustful. Like, they don't want to give up too much themselves too quickly, because they don't really know how this new relationship with you is going to turn out. So they'd rather kind of just keep everything bottled up, which is not good. It's no bueno. I do feel like this person is also a perfectionist. And they could have a bit of a controlling element to them, with the Eight of Wheels and the Four of Wheels. Like, I feel like because they've had been hurt in the past, now moving forward, they just kind of want to make sure everything is going the way they want it to go. And if things start going left, they kind of start to freak out. They need to calm down. So yeah, their past has made them very with the stingray card here as well. Their past has made them sort of like unconfident in themselves, and it's taking them a while to come out of this energy and take a chance on a new person, aka you. Okay, and then with this Page of Wands card here, they're also moving into a phase of life where they're just more willing. I mean, like I said with the Fool card, they're just more willing to take risks and try new things and sort of like jump off the edge of the cliff, if you will. Maybe they spent a lot of time, you know, just kind of in their own world. Like they haven't really left their bubble ever in life, and they're kind of want to do that now. So when I say their bubble, I'm talking about like they really haven't traveled much places. Like they've kind of only been exposed to the same people for a long time. And so now they kind of want to just see the world. Very Jasmine and Aladdin style. Like they kind of just want to get out there instead of, you know, living in their house, feeling sorry for themselves, not really trying new things because they just want to control everything and control the outcome of every situation. Okay, and then with the Dahlia card, it says dignity. A wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. So yeah, there's an imbalance in this person's life, and it's almost like they've wavered between two extremes. Like they have like an extreme personality where it's like they're either all in on road A or they're all in on road B. And they kind of have to find a way to balance both because girl, extremes are not, that's not healthy. It's not healthy to be an extreme person. And I also feel like with the extremes thing, they could also be an obsessive person. Like, you know, those people who they'll fall into like you know, they'll, for example, bad example, but whatever. This is the only thing I can come up with. Let's say this person read Harry Potter. They finally read all the Harry Potter books. Now they're gonna go out. They're gonna buy all the books, the paperback and the hardback editions. They're gonna go buy the movies. They're gonna binge watch the movies. They're gonna be like, hey, for summer we should go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Florida. They're gonna be like, hey, we should they're gonna start buying like whatever house they're in. If they're in Ravenclaw or something, they're gonna go buy some Ravenclaw socks and a sweatshirt. Like they're kind of, you know, those are people, it's like, damn, you just got into this last month and you're just like, this is your life now. Like that's kind of like their vibe. Like they have an obsessive personality. And also they just need to, they're trying to find their confidence, trying to find their, build up their self-worth again after leaving a previous heartache with their family or their previous relationship. And then with the Mother Mary card here, it says love and peace. Let go of the needs to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So yeah, like I was saying, they're just trying to heal at this time and bring more balance to their life and let go of the need to be right. So not being controlling like they are with this Four of Wheels. And just enter a new phase of life with you by their side. This is something they're actively working on. Yeah, I mean, even the Stingray card kind of affirms what I was saying about not trusting people. Like, it's like, with a Stingray, if you get too close, they can sting you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person, they've been through some things. They're trying to trust people again. But, you know, they're doing the best they can to heal the wounds of the past and to go forward with more confidence, more willing to risk things, more adventurous, all that good stuff. So group number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and without further ado, we're going to move on to group number 3. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your pick a card reading on your next partner's personality or your next significant other's personality. So right away here, we're seeing the 6 of Wands and the Sun card. So I feel like your future partner has a very good reputation. I feel like they're very well liked and they're very charismatic. Like, people kind of look at them as being like, like, not the ideal person, but like, they just garner a lot of respect, and they're just generally appearance wise, they are very successful, right? Because when you think of the sun, it's kind of like the sun illuminates everything. Whatever is in the sun's light, you can see it. So people can see, when they look at this person who you're going to be in a relationship with, they see someone who is capable, someone who has their ish together, someone who's successful. You know what I'm saying? They have it all. They have it all. And they're well liked, so they must have a personality that sort of like draws people in immediately. Okay, then we have the 10 of Pentacles above the moon. So I do feel like this person, their goal is to eventually have a family. And I also think that things like their finances are very important to them, especially with the 6 of Wands here, and just keeping up this appearance of success. Like, they want the family and the bank account to kind of match that in a way. So that's something they are eventually hoping to achieve. And then with the sun and moon here, I feel like this person may have a lot of things in their life that could mirror yours. Because when you think of the sun and moon, it's kind of like the counterpart of the sun is the moon and vice versa. So yeah, I feel like you guys could mirror each other in a lot of ways, where it's like, oh, I mean, even if you look at these people, they're like looking at each other like, oh, you like, or your dad was a carpenter? My dad was a carpenter. That's crazy. Like, it's like, there's just certain things in your life that's like, all right, that's a little too similar, and that's actually kind of frightening how similar that is. There is also the 7 of Cups and the Tower. So I feel like your future partner, and then we also have the Page of Swords. I feel like your future partner has more of a swords personality, like more of an air type personality. So that's like Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. They don't have to be those signs, but they could just be like, have certain aspects of those, of that element in their chart, where they're like more logical, more intellectual, you might say, and not so much emotionally rich. They kind of make their decisions based on logic and appearances before they think of their emotions. And that's coming back to bite them in the behind with this Tower card. And they'll soon come to realize, I can't speak English. They'll soon come to realize, that prosperity is not just about having people like you and having money. Because we have the Peony card here, which is prosperity and compassion. And it says prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than on having what you want. So yeah, I feel like this person, they have a lot going for them, but emotionally they're not as wealthy as they could be. You know what I mean? Like, emotions is kind of like the last thing on their mind. The way they feel is the last thing on their mind. Which is also why the 4 of Cups is here, because it's like 4 of Cups talks about having something that you're not noticing, Like you're focusing on like these 3 cups here, but you got this other cup on the side. And if you would just look to your left, you would see the cups. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here with this person, where they kind of just avoid their emotions. So with you being their counterpart and having a lot of similarities, there's also an opportunity here for them to learn things from you, including compassion and having emotional wealth. And if you're looking at the camera, or looking at your screen like, I need help with my emotions too, then, you know, like I said, y'all are mirrors of each other. So maybe that's something you have in common and you can work on that together. Or if you have that already going for you, then that's something you're going to be able to help your future partner with. And then with the Tower card here, I feel like another reason why people really like them is because they, how do I explain this? So for example, your future partner could have a friend that they see every couple months, and they'll go see this friend every time they see this friend, there's like some new thing that friend would have never expected that person to be doing. Like that's what your person is doing. Does that make sense? I don't think so. So for example, let me explain that again. So let's say your person goes to see their friend in March, right? And they're like, hey, I just started to learn about the circus. I'm learning about the circus, the history of the circus, and all that stuff. And the friend is like, oh, I didn't know you were into circuses. Okay, cool. And then your partner will go see that same friend again in like July. And they'll be like, hey, friend, I just took up learning about farming in the 19th century. Like, it's like they keep other people on their toes because they're always just like learning new things or taking up new hobbies and stuff like that. And so people are always like, oh my God, did you hear this person is into farming in the 20th century now? That's crazy. Like they'll just, they're always changing things up. They like, they like new things. And then, so for the Fox card, I am going to read a little bit from the book about this personality. So it says, smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. So yeah, that's kind of like going on with what I was saying with the family thing, right? Like they're into commitment and monogamy and building roots with their family. So there's that, and being charismatic and stuff. Also with the Tower card, I also feel like they could be very witty, so they could just say stuff. With Page of Swords here too, they could be very witty, so they could just say stuff that's like hilarious and keeps people on their toes. And they could be the type of people who like to tease people too. And so like if you can't keep up, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? You got to be able to keep up with conversation with them because they're so witty. Okay. And then, I already read that card. We have Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So because you guys, you can't see that. I'll hold it. So because you guys are mirrors of each other, I do feel like this message is for both of you. I feel like both of you have been wanting a new relationship, and so this is kind of your message saying like, it's coming. Don't worry about it. Like, angels got you back. We're going to make this happen for you. That kind of thing. Because this person clearly wants a family and you want that too, even if it's just with them. So, yeah. We have Archangel Michael letting you know, trust in him. He's got your back. Yeah, so group number 3, I hope you enjoyed this pick a card reading on your future significant other's personality, or your next significant other's personality. I hope you enjoy this reading, and we are going to move on to group number 4. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your pick a card reading on your next partner's personality. So first card here is the 7 of Pentacles, and it is in reverse. So I do feel like in your next relationship, your partner is going to be impatient. Like, they're going to be the type of people who they just wanted the end result yesterday. Like, they don't want to wait. They just want it right now. They have problems with trusting the process. And the fact that this card is above the 8 of Swords, I think just kind of hammers that home, where like with the 8 of Swords here, you see a butterfly, and a butterfly is supposed to transform into a beautiful, well, this is not a butterfly. They're in a cocoon, and it's going to transform into a beautiful butterfly. Like, your partner doesn't want to, he wants the transformation now, like, or they want the transformation now. They don't want to wait. So I think they can have an issue with the 6 of Swords here. And this is a big issue for them too, because this is the 7 of Pentacles was here twice. So I feel like this could cause them to be the type of people who like give up on things, because they'll start a project and they don't want to finish it. They just want it done. They want it done now. But they don't have the discipline to make that happen. But with the 2 of Cups over here, being right above that 7 of Pentacles, I do think that having you in their life is going to help them become more patient people. Which is great, because they do have a lot of ideas with this Ace of Swords. They could be someone who's very creative, very intellectual, has a lot of intellectual pursuits and things that they like to try. And having you being able to help them with patience, they become sort of this Father of Wands, where they can get ish done when they put their mind to it. Also, with the 6 of Swords and the Father of Wands, I feel like this person can enjoy traveling. They can enjoy seeing new things, meeting new people, new adventures. With the number 6, the 6 is about like your relationships and harmony with other people. So I do feel like they're going to want to go on these travels and adventures with you a lot of the time, especially with the 2 of Cups being right next to the 6 of Swords. And going on with what I was saying about the Ace of Swords representing that they have a lot of ideas, the Star card is right above the Father of Wands. So I feel like they do also, the Star card just kind of backs up what I was saying with them receiving a lot of divine inspiration almost. And that kind of pours into their Father of Wands energy that they have going on. Let's see, we have the Gratitude card here. It says, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I feel like this person is... Oh, and then we also have here with the Dharma Unfolding card, it says, remember that you were on a path, take one step at a time to happiness. So I feel like your partner is on a path to having more gratitude, so that they can, because having more gratitude is going to be able to help them finish projects faster, because it's almost like they are so anxious about the future and the end product that they can't even finish what they started. Like, they are very hard on themselves, and they're kind of like their own worst critic. So if they're like, I don't know, if they're a baker, they make pies and they're halfway through the recipe and they're just like, this batter is not looking this pie crust looks off. The pie crust is the wrong color. Nobody else thinks the pie crust is the wrong color, but in their mind, it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say about it. In their mind, they've already decided that they're a trash chef, and this is not the business for them. So they need to just stop making pies and they need to start making cakes instead. Like, that's kind of what your the energy your future partner is giving off here. So they need to live in the present more often. And I do feel like with the star card here, like, meditation could be good for them, because they have an overactive imagination almost. It's like they think too damn much. They need to just be able to sit down, calm down, live in the present, and stop thinking about what's going to come tomorrow, because that prevents them from finishing the things that they begin. Yeah. And it just hinders their, like, career even. It just hinders a lot of things for them. Okay, with the B card. So I'm going to read a little bit. It's in reverse. So I'm going to read a little bit about what the B represents from the book. So it says, earnest, hardworking, democratic. The B personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they are bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. So again, with this being in the reverse, this is saying that your partner is really bad at finishing things. Yeah, they can be very... So it's like once they overcome this and they feel more gratitude for where they are at the present time, the B card would essentially be like upright instead of being in reverse. And then with these three cards here, there is an element of like symmetry or just having two people in them. So I do feel like they do enjoy being in relationships with other people in general. Like they might be like kind of like they could be like a Libra, like a kind of a Libra type. They could have Libra in their chart. They don't have to, but yeah, they like being, they like the idea of being in a partnership with another person, which also goes back to the whole bee thing where bees like team projects and things like that, which makes sense. Bees like community and, you know, they live in the hive with all their other bee friends and family. And I do think there is potential here that they could want to build a business or build a creative endeavor with you by their side as opposed to them just doing it on their own in the future. But yeah, group number 4, that is what I am seeing and feeling for your next relationship or the next person you're going to be with. I hope that this reading resonated.